You're a long way from Gotham, Bruce. Didn't think the Bat would ever set foot in Louisiana swamp country. I've been out here fishing, trying to clear my head from the last case. Too many dead bodies, too many patterns in the violence. How's the crime-fighting business treating you? Still punching criminals on rooftops, or have you evolved your methods?
Different faces, same corruption. I needed perspective from someone who understands criminal psychology differently than I do. Your approach to investigation is unique. You see patterns others miss. Alfred mentioned you've been consulting on cold cases lately. How's that going? Must be frustrating working within the system after everything you've seen and experienced firsthand.
The system is a joke, always has been. But I work within it because burning it down just creates different problems. I solve cases because someone has to, not because I believe in justice or redemption anymore. Those are stories we tell ourselves to sleep at night. But you didn't drive down here to discuss my philosophical crisis. What's the case that brought Batman to Louisiana?
There's a criminal mastermind named James Moriarty operating in London. He's a mathematics professor who runs criminal networks across Europe. Sherlock Holmes has been tracking him for years. Moriarty doesn't commit crimes himself. He orchestrates them through others. Every murder, theft, and conspiracy traces back to him, but he leaves no evidence. He's untouchable through conventional investigation. That's why I need your perspective.
A professor who thinks he's smarter than everyone else. I've met that type. They believe their intelligence puts them above morality and consequences. Moriarty sounds like he's playing a game where everyone else is pieces on his board. The problem with guys like that is they're usually right about being smarter. You can't out-think them with normal tactics. You have to change the game entirely.
Moriarty anticipates every move law enforcement makes. He's always 3 steps ahead. Sherlock is brilliant, but even he struggles to catch Moriarty because they think similarly. I've been studying Moriarty's pattern of operations. He uses fear, manipulation, and leverage against people's weaknesses. He doesn't need to threaten directly. He just makes people understand what he's capable of. They cooperate out of terror.
Fear-based control through intellectual superiority. He's built himself into a myth. People believe he's untouchable, so they don't even try to fight back. That belief system is his real weapon, not his networks or resources. If you want to stop him, you need to shatter that myth. Make him look human and fallible. Once people see he bleeds, the whole structure collapses.
That's where my plan comes in. I'm not trying to arrest Moriarty or expose his networks. I'm going to make him think he's losing his mind. Plant evidence that doesn't exist. Create patterns that lead nowhere. Introduce variables he can't account for. Drive him to paranoia. A criminal genius who can't trust his own deductions becomes useless. His greatest strength becomes his weakness.
Psychological warfare against someone who lives in his own head. That's creative, but it's also dangerous. You're not just fighting him, you're becoming him. When you manipulate reality to break someone's mind, you're crossing lines that don't uncross. I've been down that road. It changes you. Are you prepared for what happens when you win? Because breaking someone's sanity leaves marks on both people involved.
Let's get Robin's input.
Professor Moriarty's weakness isn't just his ego, it's his need for worthy opponents. He orchestrates elaborate crimes because he's bored. Regular criminals are beneath him. Sherlock Holmes is the only person he considers an equal. If we introduce a new player who seems even smarter than Sherlock, someone Moriarty can't predict or understand, his obsession will shift. He'll focus entirely on the new opponent and make mistakes trying to prove his superiority.
The kid understands how obsession works. Moriarty doesn't just want to win. He needs validation that he's the smartest person alive. Give him a mystery he can't solve, an opponent whose logic he can't follow, and he'll spiral trying to understand them. The fake opponent doesn't even need to be real, just convincing enough to occupy his mind. He'll destroy himself chasing a ghost.
I've already created the false identity. A criminal consultant called the Architect who operates in the same circles as Moriarty but with completely random patterns. No logic, no consistency, just chaos disguised as genius. Moriarty will try to decode patterns that don't exist. Every solution he finds will be wrong because there's nothing to solve. It's designed to drive analytical minds insane trying to find meaning.
Random chaos disguised as intelligence. That's actually brilliant and deeply disturbing. You're using his rationality against him. But here's the problem: what happens when Moriarty realizes the architect isn't real? When he figures out someone is manipulating him. A cornered genius is more dangerous than a confident one. He'll lash out violently when he understands he's been played. You need an exit strategy for when this explodes.
Master Bruce, I've been listening with growing concern. Detective Cohle is correct about the risks. You're proposing to destabilize a man who controls criminal networks across Europe. When he realizes he's being deceived, those networks will be weaponized against whoever he suspects. Innocent people could die in the crossfire. He's breaking one man's mind worth potential collateral damage to hundreds of others.
Alfred's concern is valid. That's why the final phase involves simultaneous raids on Moriarty's networks while he's distracted by the architect. Scotland Yard, Interpol, and my contacts will move together once he's sufficiently paranoid and unfocused. We dismantle his organization while his attention is elsewhere. By the time he realizes what's happening, he has nothing left. No resources, no leverage, no power. Just an isolated man with a broken empire.
Destroy his kingdom while destroying his mind. Efficient. Cold, but efficient. I'll help you coordinate with law enforcement. My reputation gets doors open that Batman can't. But remember what I said about crossing lines. When this is over, you'll have to live with becoming the thing you fight against. You'll have manipulated, deceived, and broken someone just like Moriarty does to his victims. That weight doesn't leave. Make sure it's worth carrying.